This is why you should never keep secrets from your mother. Once upon a time, in a small village beside a quiet river, mothers did something special for their children. When a baby was born, they would tie sacred beads around the child's wrist. These beads were not ordinary. They were made from river stones blessed by the elders. The beads protected children from lies and evil spirits. One mother had a daughter she loved very much. The girl's father had died when she was young. Before he passed, he told his wife one thing: make sure our daughter always tells you her heart before nightfall. The mother never forgot this. Every evening, she would ask her daughter, "Is there anything troubling you today?" The girl always answered, "No, Mama. I am fine." But one morning, something terrible happened. She reached into her small wooden box where she kept her father's last gift. It was a carved bird, smooth and beautiful. Her father had made it with his own hands. But when she opened the box, it was empty. The bird was gone. Her heart dropped like a stone in water. She searched everywhere. Under her mat, behind the door, in her basket. Nothing. She felt sick with fear. How could she tell her mother? Her mother would be so disappointed. So instead of confessing, she decided to search for it alone. That afternoon, while her mother was at the market, the girl slipped out quietly. She ran toward the forest at the edge of the village. The forest was thick with tall trees and twisting vines. Children were told never to go there alone. But she was desperate. She walked deeper and deeper, calling softly for the bird as if it could hear her. Then suddenly, the wind stopped. The birds went silent. Even the leaves stopped moving. She felt cold. Then she heard it. A child crying. Soft, broken sobs coming from behind a crooked tree. She walked toward it slowly. Her feet felt heavy. Behind the tree stood a figure dressed in a dark, hooded cloak. Its face was hidden. But its voice was strange. It sounded like a child crying and an old person whispering at the same time. "You are looking for something," it said. The girl froze. "How do you know?" she whispered. The figure tilted its head. "I know many things. I can help you hide your mistake. Your mother will never know." It reached into its cloak and pulled out a small charm. It was wrapped in black cloth and tied with red string. "Take this. It will protect your secret." The girl hesitated. But fear made her reach out. She took it. She ran all the way home, clutching the charm tightly. When she arrived, her mother was cooking soup over the fire. "Where did you go?" her mother asked gently. The girl's throat went dry. She wanted to tell the truth. But something stopped her. "I was just playing near the compound, Mama," she lied. Her mother smiled softly and stirred the soup. That night, the girl hid the charm under her pillow and tried to sleep. But at midnight, she woke suddenly. Her heart was beating fast. She looked down at her bed and gasped. There were muddy footprints on her mat. But her door had never opened. If you're watching this video, please like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments where you're watching my folktale story from. I want to know how far it has traveled ****. The next morning, the girl woke up tired and afraid. She looked at the muddy footprints again. They were still there, dry now, but real. She quickly swept them away before her mother could see. At breakfast, she could barely eat. The porridge tasted like sand in her mouth. Even the water she drank felt cold and heavy in her stomach. Her mother washed her carefully. "Are you feeling sick?" she asked, touching the girl's forehead. "No, Mama," the girl lied again. Days passed, and she grew weaker. Her energy was fading. Then she noticed something worse. A girl from the village named Nkem had been watching her closely. Nkem was jealous and mean. Nkem had always wanted to be the most noticed girl in the village. But everyone loved the kind, gentle girl instead. Now Nkem saw her chance. She noticed the girl acting strange. She saw how tired she looked, how she jumped at small sounds. One afternoon, Nkem followed her and saw something glowing faintly under her wrapper. It was the charm. Nkem's eyes grew wide with excitement. She ran straight to the market where the women gathered. "I saw something strange," Nkem announced loudly. "That girl has been acting very odd. I think she brought something back from the forest." The women whispered to each other, concerned and curious. The whisper spread quickly through the village. Mothers began pulling their children away when the girl walked past. They would not let them play with her anymore. The girl felt the coldness from everyone. She tried to smile, but people turned their faces. Then something terrible happened. Old Mama Eagle's goat was walking near the girl's compound. The goat's shadow touched the girl's shadow on the ground. Suddenly, the goat fell down and died. No warning, no sickness. Just dead. People screamed. They pointed at the girl. "What kind of curse is this?" they shouted. The girl ran home, crying. But worse things were coming. The river was changing too. The next morning, women went to the river to fetch water as usual. But they stopped and gasped. The river, which had always been clear and clean, was now cloudy and dark. The water looked sick. Fish floated dead on the surface. The elders gathered quickly, confused and worried. "Someone has broken an old taboo," one elder said. "Something evil has entered our village." The girl went to the river to see for herself. She knelt down and looked at her reflection in the murky water. Then her reflection did something impossible. It smiled at her. But the girl was not smiling. Then the reflection winked. The girl screamed and ran away, her heart pounding with terror. That evening, the girl's mother sat beside her on the mat. She held her daughter's hands gently. "My child," she said softly, "please tell me what is troubling you. I can see fear in your eyes. I can feel something is wrong." Tears filled the girl's eyes. She opened her mouth to confess everything. The words were right there, ready to come out. But suddenly, the charm hidden under her wrapper burned hot against her skin. She gasped in pain. Her jaw locked. The words died in her throat. "I'm fine, Mama," she whispered instead. Her mother's face fell with sadness. She knew her daughter was lying. But she did not know how to help her. The next day, the village elders called an emergency meeting under the big tree. Everyone gathered, worried and angry. More livestock had died. Children were having nightmares. Crops were wilting in the fields. The elders sat in a circle, trying to find answers. Then Nkem stood up boldly. She pointed straight at the girl. "I saw her," Nkem shouted. "She has something glowing under her clothes. She brought a curse from the forest." All eyes turned to the girl. Her mother stood beside her, confused and heartbroken. "Show us," an elder commanded. Slowly, the girl pulled out the charm. It glowed faintly in the daylight. People gasped and stepped back. Then the charm cracked down the middle. A faint scream came from inside it. The girl's eyes rolled back. Her body went stiff as a board. She collapsed to the ground, shaking. Her skin turned ice cold even though the sun was hot. Her mother screamed and rushed to her. The villagers watched in horror as a dark shadow began rising from the girl's chest. It looked like smoke, but it had a shape. Almost human, but twisted and wrong. The shadow hovered above her for a moment, its empty eyes staring at everyone. Then it crawled back down into her body and disappeared. The girl went completely still. "She must be isolated," an elder shouted. "Until a diviner comes, no one should touch her." Her mother wept bitterly, holding her cold daughter. That very evening, as the sun began to set, a stranger walked into the village. He was old, with white hair and deep eyes that seemed to see everything. He carried a walking stick covered in carved symbols. "The river called me," he said simply. "There is a spirit of swallowed truth here." The elders brought him to the girl immediately. She was lying on a mat, barely breathing. Her mother sat beside her, praying and crying. The diviner knelt down and looked closely at the girl. He touched the broken charm and pulled his hand back quickly. "This is serious," he said quietly. "She has until the first rooster crows tomorrow morning. If she does not speak truth before then, she will be lost forever." The diviner explained everything to the frightened crowd. "This spirit feeds on secrets and silence," he said. "The charm did not create the spirit. It only invited it in. Now the spirit is growing stronger with every lie she keeps hidden." He turned to the girl's mother. "Only confession can break this curse. She must tell you the truth, Mama. Every single word. But the spirit will fight her. It will try to stop her from speaking." The mother nodded, tears streaming down her face. "I will help her," she whispered. Suddenly, the girl's body jerked. Her eyes opened, but they were completely black. No white, no color. Just darkness. Then they closed again. The crowd stepped back in fear. That night, the girl lay in her room, too weak to move. The moon was rising slowly outside. She could hear her mother praying in the next room. Then she heard something else. A tapping at her window. She turned her head slowly. The hooded figure was there, its face still hidden in shadow. "You foolish child," it whispered. "Why would you want to confess? Look what truth will do to your mother." The figure waved its hand, and the girl saw visions.